of this session, which is we are going to talk about factors which are building a commitment. And we have seen on the previous session that commitment can be first affected by the assurance of the promise. And today we are going to the second factor, which is affecting one's commitment, and which is about the integrity of a promisor, the one who made the promise. When we talk about a promisor, is a person who made the promise, and the promisee is the one who received the promise. So the promise is always as good as the promisor. If the promisor integrity is not good, then even the promise itself will not be going to happen, because always the liars lie, the cheaters cheat, and the truth teller always tells the truth. So you can be given a promise by a person who is not integral, who has not integrity. Then what do you expect will be the end of that promise? It will be a fake promise. It might not be happen, not always, but many times it will be like that, because people might cheat you because they want something from you. They want you to be committed in something that will cost your life instead of benefiting your life. And that's why we need to be very intelligently making the decision concerning what to be committed on. Don't be committed to everything. Don't be committed to every promise. As long as it's good, then you just get yourself into commitment. No. You need to think first and decide that is this the one who made the promise? Is he integrable? Is she integrable? Is she has an integrity? And this man has integrity? For example, let's start with Eve. Eve was there on the Eden, but what happened? She was promised a very good promise, and there was no problem with that promise. But the problem was where the promise came from. The promise was coming from a snake, and the snake was given the words of who? Satan. And always the Satan is a liar. From the beginning, Satan was the liar. He deceives the angels. Just one side of the angels were deceived by him. Just look how big liar he is. And then he fall down and come to meet with Eve. Eve was just exaggerated by the promise, instead of looking behind, far beyond the promise. That's who made the promise. And if we could just think, we could know that this promise is fake, because the one who made the promise is not the truth teller. But she didn't check on that, and she decided to act on it. And after acting on it, she received the consequence, which was not told before. And that is the problem. You don't need only to be exaggerated by the promise which has been given to you. Some people will come to you and tell you that there is this business. Let's do this business. This business is profitable. But you need to go and think beyond that. Are these people the truth teller? Are these people integrable? Is what they are saying really reflect their character? Not only reflects what you need, but you need to go beyond that. You need to look at if this reflects their character. If their character is wrong, expect there is something behind of it which has been hidden and you don't know about it. Because what we talk always represents what we are. And if a liar comes to you and made a promise, just expect there is a certain lies behind of it. But always, when a liar comes, He don't represent the trap. He just show you the interest part. So you could be interested and be captured by his or her trap. So you need to be very, very careful considering what are you going to be committed. Some people have been committed themselves to the people who are killers. We remember about Samson. He was anointed, he was powerful, he has everything which a man needs to have in order to be successful. But what killed him? It was his commitment to a wrong person. He decided to get committed to Delilah. But who was Delilah? Delilah was harlot. Delilah was not faithful. But Delilah, even though she was not faithful, she wanted Samson to be faithful. And Samson, due to emotional factors, and because he decided to get committed to him, and because he was promised to be loved by Delilah, he gave out his secret. And what happened? Delilah sold him out to Philistines, and he was killed. The problem was not the promise, but the one who gave the promise. Some people are just promised to go to heaven, but the one who just gave them the promise, they don't know even where the heaven is. Some people are just being promised to get something big on the project. Even those who are promising them, they don't have it. Because people, they talk too much, more than what they know, more than what they have. And if you're not careful, you're going to get on that trap. So you need to be very careful. Not only be trapped or attracted by the promise. Just go far beyond that. Look and check. Who is this the person who gave me this promise? Sometimes there are some sisters who were very faithful to God, even brothers. But they've been captured by people who are not faithful to them. They've been captured. There are some people, to be divorced to them is not a problem. To live single is not a problem to them. Cheating with other wives, doing adultery is not a problem to them. But they want good things, even though their character does not allow them to have the good things. So, in order to have the good things, they come with a trap. They trap sisters, they trap brothers, and due to the promise they made to them that, oh, one day I will come and save your God, I will be saved, or I will be faithful, and those people, without looking, who is this the person who made the promise, they get into commitment, they get into marriage, and finally, soon after being in the marriage, they found those people returning to their original color, and they just started acting what they really are. They cheat them, they just beat them, even sometimes they divorce them, and they start crying, oh God, what is this? No, the problem is not God, the problem was you. You needed to look behind the trap. That's why the Bible says that a one who is foolish just believe everything, but the one who is the great mind, who is a thinker, just think his ways before deciding. You need to think beyond the promise. One day a frog was there on the banks of a river, and he wanted to cross the river, but near there was a scorpion, and the scorpion wanted also to cross the river, and he saw the frog, and he just asked the frog for the aid. Frog, please, I want to cross this river, but I cannot swim. So can you carry me on your back? Because myself I cannot swim. And the frog said, no, you are a scorpion, you are going to sting me. And the scorpion said, no, you are not thinking, frog. I cannot sting you because I don't know how to swim. So if I sting you, I will die with you on the water. Am I crazy? I'm not crazy. Just scare me. I will not sting you. And unfortunately enough, the frog decided to believe him. And so what happened? The frog carried him on his back and they started the journey. On the start of the journey, it was safe, all good, everything looks fine. But now they come at the center, at the middle of the water. And the frog was just trying to push forward with all ambitions, believing that scorpion is going not to bite him. And what happened? Guess what happened? What happened was the scorpion sting the frog on the back. And the frog now start not to believe. Oh, what are you doing, scorpion? You promised me that you are not going to sting me. And the scorpion said, I am a scorpion, and as long as I'm a scorpion, I sting frogs. The frogs that start not to believe it, but it's already happened, and the frog was dying at the middle of the water. What the moral of the story? The moral of the story is, not only believe what people say, go beyond that. Look on their character. This reflects their real character. Are these people true stellar? Are these people who are made the promise? I think they can manage to handle this. Because the scorpion always bites, the liar always lies, drunkard always drink, biter always backbites, backbiters backbite. That is their character. They can change it until they decided to change their character. So don't be deceived by what people promise you and not committed to it. Just look beyond what they talk. I love Jesus. When he was being tempted by the Satan, what did he say? When the Satan told him that you can convert the stone into a bread, and he said, yeah, I need a bread, I'm hungry, and being going to convert a bread into a stone into bread is good, but the problem, you are not faithful, sir. There is something behind that words, because he knew it, and he just replied to him one thing, that a person cannot live only by bread, but by every word which comes from the mouth of the Lord. Because why from the Lord? Because the Lord is faithful, and that is what makes people live. Not from you, Satan. You are a liar. Beyond that, there is some trap. So I cannot listen to you, even though the promise is good, but the one who gave the promise is bad, so even the promise is also bad. When you get a promise from a bad person, don't hear it. Don't take it into consideration. Don't get into commitment. Just look and think first. But if the one who promised you is God and faithful, just commit it.